If you want to know how government-run and government-owned grocery stores work, I can tell you exactly, because I grew up in Soviet Union, and until the age of 19, I was the customer of those government-owned grocery stores, government-owned department stores. There was shortages of everything, shortages of basic consumer products, including toilet paper, shortages of food. You have to stand in line for hours to get sour cream. You have to stand in line for hours to get vegetables if you're lucky. You have to pay a bribe to a manager of the grocery store to give you some stuff that you really needed under the table. You have to bribe the managers or the workers of the grocery stores to give you something that other people don't have access to, like butter or meat. When I lived in Azerbaijan, when I was like 9 years old, they were distributing half a kilo of butter and 1 kilo of meat, of beef per family. Azerbaijan, by the way, is a Muslim republic, and Mr. Mamdani is also Muslim, so he should feel compassionate, I guess. So I lived in that Muslim republic for 4 years. When I was a teenager, it was Soviet Union, and it was government, everything was government run. It was socialism. This is what Mr. Mamdani wants to implement in New York. No one is motivated to produce anything unless they make a profit. It's so basic. And in fact, the Republic of Azerbaijan is now very prosperous and successful because they came back to capitalism. Now it's the most capitalist, one of the most capitalist places in the world probably, and they're also selling oil. And I'm proud of Azerbaijan right now, as if you compare it to how they barely survived under the Soviet regime versus how they're prospering right now. They're prosperous. Mr. Mamdani, you should look at what happened with Azerbaijan. It was part of the Soviet Empire, and it was a failure. What they had to do under the Soviet regime is they had to have a shadow economy, shadow capitalist economy in Azerbaijan too, in the 80s, 1980s. So you want government-run businesses, it doesn't work. It's just impossible. No one is motivated to produce anything unless they make a good profit. Where are you going to get all the products? Where are you going to get the vegetables and the meat and just basic consumer goods if it's government run, government owned? Can you please explain to us